Now the borders are completely redrawn. So now we have all the countries eventually being settled, the Ukraine being thick, the Baltic situation being settled. But there's going to be a little more in this video. First we're going to be having the independence of Scotland. Um, this although isn't entirely in Scotland's favor, as ugh, God, I just had phlegm from thinking about the UK. Anyways, so this part right here of Scotland eventually becomes a puppet of Norway for some reason. We also have the unitation of Northern Ireland and Ireland, and everyone is happy. Everyone is happy. We have Wales getting a pretty decent chunk out of the UK as well. With this, UK is now just England. Just all England. The reason why Norway is puppeting to Scotland is because Scotland is kind of needing help a little bit and trying to reform without the help of the UK. We also have Queen Elizabeth still being alive. And over in America, after Biden was able to serve 3 terms somehow, because this whole stuff has lasted for around 12 years. We have Jimmy Carter, because God decided to be nice today. He's still alive, and he becomes president. Just because, why not? Just why not? We have Quebec getting independence from Canada, which USA is completely happy with because that means that they technically have more land. We also have the U.S. getting some very small islands over here. And now let's go over to South America. We have a small part of land in Brazil getting independence. It's called Brasilia now. Don't blame me. Blame everyone who's ever named anything ever. They're all, and it's all horrible. We have Spain being eventually carved up. Now all the things that are leaving everything, they are also guaranteed NATO membership as long as they meet certain requirements. So now we have Spain being split up into 3. Um, back over in Europe because that's where because that's where mildly interesting things happen. It's not really interesting though. Like seriously, Africa is the best at this point. We have Czechoslovakia eventually being united, eventually coming back together. I mean, we have Kosovo starting a minor war in Serbia trying to go to war with Kosovo, but this leads to defeat, meaning Kosovo is a bit bigger now. Over in Asia, we have the occupation of this part of Manchuria is still going on right now, and Taiwan is eventually able to stop needing the help of both of everyone else China. Um, Over in the Philippines, there's a new independent country. It is known as Washavest. Australia is going under a tough part of unification as Tasmania is starting to declare independence with these border. But Australia will only recognize them as somewhat independent, and it's only going to be this part of Tasmania. Australia and the Emu Empire are trying to reunite, and the way that they start to do this is by giving back a little bit of land to Australia, this being this land. The guarantee of respect for each race is also for each species, I should say, is guaranteed. The spiders are having a harder time declaring peace, but no agreement is signed that they have to treat each other with respect. But some land is given to Australia. We eventually have the reunification of Papua New Guinea and New Guinea, and eventually becoming back under the rule of Papua New Guinea. Over in let's go over to Equatorial Guinea. In Equatorial Guinea, the capital's on the island, but they just take their capital with a plane to move it over here. Very simple. And a new country is formed out of that, and now Equatorial Guinea is seen as the most squarest country of all time. Take that, Egypt. Over in this little part of land that no one really knows who owns it, it is eventually given complete independence as it becomes a country with the 10 people who have claimed it, all getting the states. And it's given some mild infrastructure and stuff. So no, I can't really think of anything else I could do with the situation. We do see the only thing I can really think of is a small independent country in Argentina, and it's especially all Germans. Don't question it. Um, we do see a revolution in favor of extremist revolution in Cuba fails though. Puerto Rico becomes a state as well as all the five other main parts of the United States that want to become states. They'll become states, and all the like sub things, also like sub states, like the ones that are just islands and stuff. Those are going to turn into five states. We also have global warming surprisingly going decently well because with China being wiped out, that and Russia being wiped out, they're like some of the biggest competitors to global warming, and the whole world's saying, let's just do this. We see the islands that were originally going to sink. I mean, being okay, and that's all I can think of.